Hi, I'm Jody Adams. Welcome back to the Rialto Kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to cook dried beans. I love beans, and I think beans are often considered to be very boring, a limit in scope of what you can do with them and what kinds you can use, and also how beautiful they are and how versatile they are. So these beans that I'm going to cook today are from Maine. They're grown by a guy named Charlie Bear. He grows beautiful beans. They're an heirloom variety called Parisian beans. And as you can see, I soak them. And what happens when you soak beans is they go from being this size to this size. And later when they're cooked, they're going to grow even more. So you get a lot of bang for your buck with beans. These are beautiful beans. I love them. However, they may not be available to everybody. So there are also beautiful beans like these little white beans, navy beans, kidney beans, cranberry beans, cannellini beans, any kind of bean you like. Basically use the same technique. And I will start by adding some olive oil to the pan and then some pancetta. Because beans and pork, what's not to like there, they go really well together. If you don't eat pork, if you don't eat any meat at all, just skip the pancetta. You'll make it, it'll be delicious. This will take about 4 minutes to cook, and I like to take the pancetta till it's just rendered, not really dark. If you want it dark, take it farther. If you like smoky bacon, add smoky bacon. This is really just an outline for you. I don't want you to feel like you're stuck to these recipes. Okay, so the pancetta is ready. It smells great. Sorry, you can't smell it. Really yummy. And I'm going to add celery, fennel, and onions. This is the base of all things Italian. It's called a sofrito, and you can cook it until it's nice and just sort of steamed and light, or you can cook it until it's caramelized and really gives a deep flavor base. Typically, it would be made with celery, but I've added the fennel here because I love fennel with herbs and beans. And one of the things about carrots is it brings a little bit of sugar to the dish. Fennel is also sweet, brings some sugar to the dish. I'm going to season it with salt and pepper, and then these are going to cook for about 5 minutes. Okay, so the celery and the onions and the fennel have cooked for about 5 minutes. They're nice and tender. I'm going to add this garlic, and garlic will take about a minute, not very long. If you cook it too long, it gets bitter, and so I just want it, we say cook until it's aromatic, which means that you can smell it. And then I'm going to add the bay leaves and tomatoes. This is a cup of chopped tomatoes. The beans. And chicken stock. Now, this is chicken stock. You can use water. You can use vegetable stock. You want to cover the beans by about 1 inch. This was about 3 cups. And now bring it up to a boil. I'm not going to salt the beans at this point. I'm going to wait. The salt will actually toughen up the skin a little bit, so will acid. And it already has tomatoes in there, so I thought I'd wait. So to make a cover, I've folded this again and again, so it almost looks like an airplane. Find the center of the pan, put the tip there, and then rip the paper just at the outside. And you will make a beautiful little cover that's incredibly satisfying and will wow all your friends and neighbors. And this will allow the vegetables and the beans to cook evenly with a cover on it so that the liquid doesn't completely disappear. We want the beans to absorb the liquid. It's also a really nice way to cook vegetables if you're just sweating them and you don't want them to color, so they give off some of their liquid. And now we just let this cook. These are going to take, you know, beans can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours depending on their age. You'll find out by tasting them and seeing if they're tender. Older beans take longer, younger beans take less time. My preference is to find beans that are young, so as you're buying beans and cooking with them, if you find some that you like better and cook faster, just take note of the brand and stick with those, because it means that they are actually moving through their beans faster than somebody else. Okay, so the beans have cooked for about an hour, and they smell great, and I'm just going to peel back the paper. And what you're looking for are beautiful, creamy, tender beans. So I'm going to have to taste one. And they are a lot of flavor. Look at, you can see the tomatoes, you can see the vegetables. The bay leaves are going to come out, and I'm going to pour them into the bowl so you can really see them. And then these are called herb beans. So we have herbs. And there is basil and parsley in here, a little bit of mint, some chives. You can add lemon balm, you can add parsley, chervil, you can add thyme, whatever herbs you like. Beans are incredibly versatile. You can serve them warm. You could turn this into a soup. You could add some lemon juice, which I might just do. This is up to you. Lemon juice, maybe a little more olive oil, turn it into a salad. Puree this. It becomes a topping for an hors d'oeuvre, on a bruschetta or something like that. And these, believe it or not, freeze very well. Changes the texture slightly, but beans take time to cook. We know that. To get the flavor and the base of the flavor, it takes some time to chop up all those vegetables. So if you go to the trouble of doing this, you might want to make a big batch, and then once they're cooled, freeze them in Ziploc bags. And then you have servings for 4 through the course of a month or something like that. It works really, really well. And so I'm going to taste this and just make sure we love it. Wow, those are delicious.